Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more incredible and fantastic coverage of The Defense 2, organized and brought to you by joinDOTA, commentated by me, Toshley, and powered by Razor and BenQ. And once again, it's time for the shameless plugs. Go check out everything that I just mentioned a few moments ago, the-defense.com for everything you need to know about this tournament. Go check out joinDOTA.com for all sorts of fantastic Dota 2 goodness. You can see streams, you can see players, teams, upcoming tournaments, upcoming games, and a countdown to those said upcoming games. It's completely and utterly fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. There's also a very nice forum full of very nice people that you can talk about Dota 2 with. And once again, I just have to special shout out to Razor and BenQ. Special thanks for them sponsoring this tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming games for us today are going to be pretty freaking fantastic. Once again, the group stages of the Defense 2, we will have zNation over on the Radiant side going up against Mousesports playing over on the Dire side. Mousesports being an absolute favorite within the entirety of the Dota 2 esports scene. I'm pretty sure everyone loves Mousesports, especially Sing Sing and all his crazy hilarity. If you've ever watched him stream, it's rather strange but quite funny at the same time. And we have jumped straight into Captain's Draft as per usual, with the first bans coming out from both teams at a very rapid rate. No waiting today, ladies and gentlemen. The first bans coming out of zNation are that of Chen, that of Leshrac, and finally the Nature's Prophet, taking out those pushing, powerful, jungling heroes that are absolutely horrible to deal with. And the bans that come out from Mousesports is of course the Lycan, with zNation having first pick, and the CK with, once again, zNation having first pick. And the third and final ban is going to be that of another powerful hero who goes by the name of Darkseer, more commonly known as Sonic. And he is an absolute horror to deal with, yes indeed. A split side lane pushing solo stuff, words that are just not... disregard that. Anyway, we're past the first banning phase, and we're going to jump right into the picks with zNation immediately picking up that Invoker for their first pick. Mousesports having the next two picks indeed. Who will they be? We'll just have to wait and see. It seems the picks are going to take a little bit longer, but maybe not. Mousesports going to pick up that Enigma, going to pick up that SK, so now we have teamfight control coming in from these two heroes. Black Hole is a control, and then we have the damage to come out of the SK in the form of that Epicenter. We also have that Burrow Strike, which is a nice single target, well, not even single target, you can hit multiple targets with it. It's a nice stun that will help out with ganks, especially if it can be combined with someone like a Shadow Demon or Leshrac, who has unfortunately been taken out, but anyone with another stun will work out very nicely. zNation's next couple of pickups, Windrunner going to be the first one, so the current lineups actually from both teams in terms of laning is pretty versatile. We can have Invoker and Windrunner are capable of taking, Invoker could go mid, Windrunner could go mid, Invoker could go to the off lane, Windrunner could go to the off lane. We'll just have to wait and see who goes where. So they're not giving anything away thus far with their current pickups. And waiting for the third and final pick, as who will be, I have no clue. No clue at all. And they certainly are taking their time with this one. And Morphling's going to be the next pickup. So that's a hard carry to come in from zNation. It's going to put a little bit of pressure on Mousesports. It's pretty much saying, hey, if you don't end it in 40 minutes, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to kill you dead. And it's also good early game. He's one of those few carries that has a lot of... he has a lot of early game power. That waveform does loads of damage. And if he gets off to a good start, if he picks up the first blood, if he gets a few kills, he'll craft himself in a Thurible Blade really quickly and start shotgunning fools down around the map. Yes indeed, Mousesports going to respond to that with an Anti-Mage, so another hard carry, pretty much an exact reflection of what zNation is. Just Anti-Mage isn't as good. He can't really offer anything towards the start of the game. He's very weak. He's melee, so if he's going up against a range, he's going to have some problems getting last hits. He's typically not as good of a hero as, say, compared to Morphling. It's a curious pickup indeed, but, well, if that's what you want to go. As to how Mousesports would lane this, it's most likely both teams are going to want babysitters for each of these, especially Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is going to need a babysitter. Sure, he has that blink to escape, but he could still die really, really, really easily. We are past the first picking phase and going to jump into the final banning phase. zNation taking out that Venomancer, so they don't want to give any push as well as more AoE power to Mousesports. We can already see with an Epicenter, with an Enigma, that's a lot of AoE damage to come out in any team fights. And zNation most likely want to deny as much of that as possible, which is why they're taking out that Venomancer. Venomancer also offers a little bit of pushing power, which zNation actually don't have too much of at the current moment. Of course, they have AoE damage, not quite hard pushing power. Mousesports going to take out that Shadow Demon, which would... honestly, Shadow Demon's a really good hero for either team. And there's something I've just realized. Broodmother has not been picked and has not been banned. Which is very... I don't think there's really all that many games where she doesn't get banned or picked within the first set of bans and picks. So this is curious indeed. Final ban to come in from zNation is out the Queen of Pain, so we are continuing on with the trend of taking out the AoE damage, because we do not... Black Hole and Epicenter is going to be tough enough to deal with. We do not want to throw a Queen of Pain, a Quap in there, who's going to blink, to scream, to ulti, and if the Epicenter doesn't kill them, that will. That will absolutely kill them. Mousesports going to take out the Earthshaker next. Take out that roaming, ganking hero. It would go nicely with the shackles. It goes nicely regardless because of that Fissure, the ability to cut people off. And zNation don't really have a particularly large of powerful AoE damage for team fights, but it depends on how they build that Invoker. If they build a Quas Wex, we'll have, not Quas Wex, Quas Exhort, we'll have not only pushing power in the form of the Forged Spirits, but we will have the Tornado to Meteor to Deafening Blast, which is a lot of AoE power. Excuse me. So we'll have to see how that Invoker gets built. And we jump into the final picking stage. Here comes a babysitter for that Morphling in the form of the Lich, as well as some of that AoE damage. I'm thinking zNation would probably love a tanky initiator like Tidehunter. Mousesports going to get the next pickup, but Lich is going to be pretty solid. It's going to be good in team fights if the team of Mousesports is away from any creeps. It'll be overall solid indeed. And the next pickup is, once again, a babysitter. We're really echoing each other today. The final pickup is going to be that of Rasta, but Crystal Maiden's going to be babysitting that Anti-Mage, and Rasta is going to be the final pickup. As for the lanes for zNation, they could really go a lot of different ways. We could have Invoker mid, we could have Windrunner mid, we could have Invoker... I would think Invoker mid, Windrunner top, that's pretty obvious. We're going to see either Rasta or Lich babysit that Morphling, possibly both. Both would be pretty solid. Maybe they might want to I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. As for Mousesports lanes, well, it's a lot... And there's a Broodmother. So that was a pretty obvious pickup, especially with SK being taken out of the mix. SK is very effective against Broodmother if SK gets the jump in levels on the Broodmother. Then the SK can just sit in a sandstorm on the web, and Broodmother's just going to start taking damage, and the Spiderlings are going to die, and it's going to be absolutely horrible for Broodmother to deal with. As for Mousesports lanes, well, obviously Anti-Mage and Crystal Maiden are going to team up together. That goes without saying. As for where the others, Enigma will most likely be in the jungle. We'll have Brood taking the off lane, and possibly SK going solo top. That looks like, that seems like pretty good lane setup for Mousesports. A fairly obvious lane setup indeed. And we will be jumping straight into the game in the next 10 seconds, where there will hopefully not be a pause. Because every single game in every single Dota, blah blah, always starts with a pause for some reason. Let's hope it doesn't happen. No pause. Never mind, there was a pause. God damn it. The pause has indeed happened, but this gives me time to show these neat little features that came in the next patch. So you might see in the top right hand corner we have game stats, we have the kills, deaths and assists, we have the last hits and denies, we have the hero levels, XP per minute, current gold, total gold earned, and gold per minute. And that is completely and utterly awesome. StarCraft 2 has this. I was waiting for something like this to come into Dota 2. It was only a matter of time. It definitely took a lot longer than it should have, but nevertheless it's still a fantastic addition. I probably will not be using this much in this commentary because I can't quite remember all the... Actually, the hotkeys are pretty straightforward, but I can't remember which one represents what, and what does what, and so on and so forth. So I probably won't be using them in this cast because I need to get a feel as to what each... I need to know off by heart what each one does, obviously. Now that the pause is still in the works as the screen sits annoyingly in the way, we will jump into who is playing who. Over on Mousesports side, on the Dire, we have 1437 taking up the role of that Crystal Maiden, Sing Sing playing as Broodmother, Bambo playing as that SK with Black taking the role of Anti-Mage, and finally we have Come With Me playing as that Enigma. Over on zNation side, we have Rasta being played by Stellania, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong, Nexus taking up the role of Windrunner, we have Crazy playing as the Invoker, Wetgood taking up the role of Lich, and finally we have that Morphling role being fulfilled by said boy with a little not so happy face right next to it. And let's look at the lanes. Looks like we're going to have SK going solo top. We're going to have Anti-Mage and Crystal Maiden going mid indeed. And down the bottom we have Brood and Enigma. That Enigma's going to be going in the jungle. Laning together, those two just seem bloody weird. Not something that I could say. Maybe he wants to take a conversion from the creep wave immediately to push it back. And the entire team of zNation has made their way into their own jungle. They want to pick up first blood, but no one's really nearby. Broodmother's hiding safely in the web, but there could be a sentry ward. Let's take a gander at what everyone has. Sentry ward in hand for that Shadow Shaman. Are they going to pick up the Broodmother first? The web is nearby. They are going to see it. However, they don't want to give their position away because the Broodmother will just run for her life. Looks like they want to check. Crystal Maiden could find herself in a not a particularly happy situation within the next few moments. However, I think she should ultimately be a-okay. Placing wards down and backing the hell off before death rolls in. Yes, indeed. And we're going to return to our lane. So it seems we're going to have Invoker taking up mid. We'll have Windrunner going solo top. And down the bottom we'll have Morphling. Who is this man? I'm going to guess Morphling's going to go with Rasta. Where is that Lich? Here he is. Is he going to top? Tell me. Windrunner and Lich? Oh, Lich. I mean, Windrunner can handle her own. That just seems a little strange. Invisibility being secured by the Rasta. And it looks like they want to get a gank on the Broodmother. Hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. Lich going with Windrunner. This just seems strange. This I'm definitely not sure about. Waiting for Sing Sing to push forward just that little bit more. The conversions have indeed been converted. I'm guessing they thought Lich would be bottom. And that's to sort of counter the fact that Lich can do essentially the same thing. So Shadow Shaman's got himself in a nice situation. They want to go for the gank on Sing Sing. They have those sentry wards, and off it goes place. Shackle going to follow. Morphling going to right-click him down, try and do as much damage as humanly possible. Sing Sing currently on the run, very low in HP. However, is out of range of that sentry ward, but there is another in hand for that Rasta. Sav is being popped, trying to heal herself up as much as possible. Another ward been placed down, and she's going to be pretty much fine. I'm going to place down that other sentry. No, Morphling's going back to laning. If Morphling was there, they probably could have taken that, possibly. A little bit unfortunate. First blood has not been spilt just yet. So we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds. We have Invoker being incredibly aggressive, going Exalt first immediately and right-clicking that anti-mage at every single opportunity. Only 3 to 4 his current creep score, looking at Invoker's 4 to 1. It's actually pretty much comparable, more denies over on the anti-mage's side. Both supports harassing each other, both sides in the middle lane being very aggressive with each other. Windrunner doing the same. She's just pushing herself forward as much as possible. Has to be careful of that SK indeed, but there's no one here to reinforce. However, Enigma's not too far away, but he wants to spend his time jungling, not worrying about nearby people. Yes, indeed. And I wonder where First Blood will be spilt. You can see these two battling it out as much as possible. It seems a Morphling landing those right clicks whenever he possibly can, and Sing Sing trying to do as much harassment as he possibly can. And over in the top, we have absolutely nothing going on. Windrunner right clicking down that SK as much as possible, doing a bit of harassment. Very daring Windrunner indeed. And where we have a reflection of the top over in the bottom, Sing Sing and Sidoi just sort of exchanging right clicks, but neither really committing to a full-on attack. However, we do have that sentry ward, but Sing Sing would no doubt be aware of this, so the Broodmother's not going to have to be... Well, it's unlikely the Broodmother's going to get caught out. Rasta is not too far away. He's pulling those creep waves. And Sing Sing doesn't want to push himself too far forward, because it will end badly for him. And we see SK is having a not so great time. The Windrunner, whenever he gets close to the creep wave, the Windrunner just right clicks on him. 9 to 11 the creep score for the Windrunner compared to a 6 to 2 for that SK. Haste being secured there by the Rasta once again. This could be a good opportunity to maybe just charge in and try and take down that Broodmother. We do have those sentry wards we must remember. We can see I'm going to guess Anti-Mage is having a bit of a bad time. 8 for 4 on the creep score compared to 11 to 7. It's fairly even. It's doing an alright job. But over here we have the Shackle going down there on the Broodmother and a bit of right-click damage. Trying to run away. The Shock going to go down. A couple more right-clicks will take him down. The Waveform completely misses. But I don't think it even matters. One more right-click and Morphling secures himself first blood over at the bottom lane. Morphing himself to strength just to get out of there a little bit more safely. The creep wave doing quite a bit of damage, but he will be ultimately fine. Has to be careful of the remaining Spiderlings though, which are going to back off it seems. Don't want to get taken down by the Waveform. Windrunner in a not so great situation either. She seems she's been taken down. Crystal Maiden wants to try and finish her off. Will it happen? We'll have to wait and see. Windrunning the hell out of there as soon as that Crystal Maiden is spotted. And she will be ultimately A-okay. Does she have any health regen? Yes, popping that healing salve. Crystal Maiden moving in once again, but the health is back and the damage would not be enough if she were to engage. And reinforcements would be a little bit too far away. Morphling getting rather low. Wants to be careful of these Spiderlings and, of course, this Broodmother. However, the Sentry Ward has been popped down, as we saw a few moments ago. And Broodmother's not going to be able to get the jump on that Morphling. And the Morphling could probably get a little bit of farm on those Spiderlings with Waveform, but probably doesn't want to do that just yet. A couple of right-clicks being dealt down on both sides. I'm really not sure which lane is the one to watch. I have a feeling every lane is just capable of people dying horribly, so I'm paying very close attention to that minimap, rather. And every single time Anti-Mage gets close, he gets right-clicked. We can see Invoker already pulling himself closer, trying to deny that Anti-Mage as much as possible, give him as many problems as humanly possible indeed. And we can see it reflected in the creep score. We've got 20 to 14 for the Invoker, compared to the Anti-Mage, it's only 8 to 4. He's only level 4, he's having a lot of problems right now in the middle lane, especially since Crystal Maiden has left to join top and try and get a gank on this Windrunner. And it might happen if she pushes himself a little bit too forward, but I think, yes indeed, we have a oh wait, the ward's still here. Nice ward placement right here. It's going to see that the Crystal Maiden is hiding in the sidelines. Also saw when Crystal Maiden was running up here, and it's going to leave Windrunner being in a relatively safe position. Safe from ganks rather. However, Anti-Mage might be coming in from the behind. He has the illusions to absorb damage from the tower. Maybe he wants to wait in position while the Windrunner retreats. The attack is commencing. Frost Nova going down, but I don't think the Anti-Mage is capable of taking this. Windrunner can simply run into the trees and then doesn't have a TP. But Windrunner can simply Windrun away. However, we have Lich waiting in position, but he alone is not capable of taking out the force of Anti-Mage just found right here and needs the backup of the Invoker, who's just sitting back in lane, which is probably the best idea, just getting farm while Anti-Mage isn't. Excuse me. Taking a gander over the Morphling's farm, we have 30 to 8 for the creep score compared to Sing Sing's only 10 to 2, but he has that Soul Ring in hand, which means lots of Spiderlings indeed. Anti-Mage is just having a hell of a bad time over here in mid. Invoker's level 5, Anti-Mage is just level 4, and don't forget the experience is being shared with the Lich over here. Invisibility down, going to blink in, the mouth is starting to go down as well as a Frost, and that is a dead Lich. Without a shadow of a doubt. Invoker coming in to reinforce, is it a good idea? Most likely not. The Black Hole is down, it's going to land on the Invoker, and now the right clicks to come in from the Anti-Mage. But it's not going to be enough. Sunstrike going to land. Is it going to? Goes right, hitting the two of the heroes. It's not going to be enough. However, the tower might take the kill. It does not indeed. Blinking out to safety. Black is also very low. He has to get back to that fountain to save to make sure he doesn't die a horrible death out of nowhere. In the meantime, Sing Sing is taking a beating up at the top. The Shackle as well as the Shock went down, and the Broodmother has taken a fall. The kills evening up here. However, the farm is still going to be considerably in favor for zNation due to the fact that they're simply doing better on the last hits. As we saw in the comparison of the last hits before, Come With Me is the only one with a reasonable amount of last hits as well as that SK. But compared to zNation's team, we have a nice amount there over on that Morphling as well as a massive amount there on the Invoker, whose name is different here for some reason, as well as his name. I don't know. Don't ask. But ganks might be abound here. The Windrunner is about to be in a very bad situation. That Windrunner is off on the way. It's on cooldown. It's being used. Burrow Strike going to follow as well as a Frost. A couple more right clicks will take him down. And the Epicenter is a bit of an overcommitment there. But why not? Why not? May as well use it. It's unlikely that it's going to be used for any future engagements. However, it still was a bit of a waste. Sunstrike, is it going to just... Oh, it gets absorbed and the damage is split by the SK and the Crystal Maiden. That was very smart. I'm sure they were expecting that Sunstrike, which is why they stuck together. Sunstrike's damage, of course, gets split between the amount of creeps that are there. So if you Sunstrike someone surrounded by creeps, it's going to do no damage. And the bottom tower has already been claimed by zNation, pushing themselves very far ahead, and that gold and XP advantage is going to be fairly significant. The ward's being saved for the tier 2 tower, and it will take a fall if defense doesn't roll in, which it is steadily doing. Fortification going down, these wards are doing a serious amount of damage, but the creep wave is back to reinforce, but it will rapidly be taken down by the wards, which are also going to absorb damage from the tower. There's not much that Broodmother can do. If Broodmother gets close to the creep wave, those wards are just going to do massive amounts of damage, and this tier 2 tower will take a fall. zNation coming in from the behind, that epicenter of off cooldown. This would be a fantastic time to have that epicenter indeed. The Morphling would be dead as shite if that epicenter was off cooldown, and now the SK has to run for it, because those wards can do a lot of damage. Siege Creep running after him, but he's going to lose vision and go back into the lane. The sentry ward being placed down just to keep an eye on Sing Sing, make sure he's not pushing himself too far forward, and if he does, it's a dead Sing Sing indeed. However, he is a wise Sing Sing as a matter of fact, and is not going to push himself too far forward, because he knows that death will claim him if it does. And some very fast towers for zNation, which is going to bring the gold in a 3k advantage 10 minutes into the game. Not bad indeed. And gathering over the XP, still a nice advantage for zNation, considering this is all due to the fact that the amount of last hits they have is just so much more than Mousesports. Their lanes are just not looking good, but the Frost going to drop there on, as well as a Malphite stun, and the Crystal Nova going to follow. That's a dead Invoker, probably going to turn around, try and do as much damage as possible. Getting the Ghost Walk out of there. Is he going to escape? The Burrow Strike claims the kill. Very nice indeed. And Rasa doesn't want to push himself too far forward. Alas, he will die to the Trio of Death waiting out here in the river. It's quite possible they might want to rotate to top. Black's going to have some troubles in the next couple of moments if he doesn't have reinforcements. Or maybe they want to push the issue and take down this middle tower. We'll have to wait and see how it unfolds. Maybe we'll just retreat. Looks like smoke has been gone off. We want to gank this Morphling who's getting large amounts of farm, as a matter of fact. 47 to 8. And don't forget the tower kills. He also had first blood. However, his streak might get cut short, but the sentry ward's going to give him vision. He's going to blink straight. Maybe he didn't. Holy crap. And the Broodmother just pops that Morphling. Very, very surprised he didn't waveform into the trees here as soon as he saw them walk past the sentry here. Fantastic sentry placement, I must add, but the Morphling just didn't react in the way he should have. Which gives them gives Mousesports a very valuable kill. An incredibly valuable kill. Every single kill on the Morphling is a good kill indeed. Because that's the man that wants to be denied. You want to deny as hard as humanly possible. And they might take down this bottom tower, as a matter of fact. But it could be a trade. We'll have to see. The wards have been popped, and this tower is going to take a fall if he focuses the wards, which he is indeed doing, actually taking out the creep wave. But that Sandstorm is doing quite a bit of damage to all the creeps nearby. Just needs to micro these wards. If wards was A-clicking this tower, it'd probably be dead. But they want to go on the SK, and they're doing a good job as well. SK taking a large amount of damage, and the wards have almost been cleared up, however. Focusing on the tower now is a bad idea because it gets brought in a deny range, which it will be in a couple of right clicks, yes indeed. But the wards are around long enough, they might actually get the kill on it. They have to get the deny, they have to time it right, and it does. Sand King getting the deny on that tower right there. And Invoker really wants to go on that Crystal Maiden, but SK is here to reinforce, doesn't want to get caught out, but Rasa is in the sidelines, waiting for someone to push a little bit too far forward. Trying to use the Invoker as bait, but it's not as successful as intended. We have Come With Me coming in from the sidelines, has that black hole off cooldown, which means death is going to wait. Burrow Strike into Epicenter, here it gets casted off, and the Frost Nova going to go down as well as a slow, and Invoker drops like an absolute stone, not even needing the use of that black hole from the bamboo, from Come With Me rather. And this will be a relatively easy middle tower, but we might go for a trade, because we're in position to take this top tower, and we're in position to kill this anti-mage. We are definitely indeed Shackle. Hex going to follow, not even needing the Shackle, but it goes down anyway, and the Power Shot picks him up right there, and now they're going to rotate to this top tower and take it down. Easy peasy. A fairly even trade. Both got a kill. Both are going to take down a tower. Middle tower has fallen a lot faster, and they're going to keep pushing, so they have to teleport back, and they might not actually claim this tier 1 tower at the top. Or maybe they will. Seems they're going to stick, they're going to take this tower, and they'll probably go back to mid. In fact, the threat of the Invoker is enough to push them away. Invoker working his way towards a Force Staff, by the looks of it. Or possibly wants to go to Bracer into Drums. A Force Staff first would be good, because there are several situations there where he would have performed much better had he have a Force Staff to escape. So switching to getting a Force Staff as fast as possible is a pretty good idea for that Invoker. Things have settled down for the meantime, however. No ganks are being had. Never mind, I spoke too soon. Come with me, found myself in a not so great situation. I need to stop saying that repeatedly over and over again, but they don't have the ways of slowing him, and he's simply able to just move the hell out of there. Ward being placed down. They would have seen that indeed, and they're going to continue. They didn't actually take this top tower. Well, it's going to be taken down now. There's no hope for it indeed. Reinforcements are waiting in the sidelines, however. There's quite a formidable force here. And if they get caught out, a fantastic engagement would be from the side. The conversions there sort of giving them away. However, they would have known that Enigma was waiting nearby, as they did encounter him before. They don't want to group up like this. This is really bad. A black hole is going to do a devastating amount of power and almost getting the right position, but retreating at the right time. We need to remember Windrunner is in the sidelines and can shackle the hell out of that come with me as soon as that black hole lands. So they need to make sure everyone's there. Shackle gets back to the tree, and the Sunstrike going to follow as well as the Power Strike, and Crystal Maiden drops in a couple of seconds, getting absolutely popped. Come with me is just waiting for that perfect position. Sunstrike to go down on the Windrunner. The Hex going to follow there. And the Frosted Orb, it's not going to be enough. It gets blocked there by the Sandstorm, and there's no one nearby anyway. Windrunner's very low on HP. Urn Charge being dealt there right there. Dealt there right there. In the meantime, they're chasing after this SK. They really want to get a kill on him. I mean, this Invoker, sorry. Pops into the Ghost Walk, picking up the rune, and runs the hell out of there. Very nicely done by him. No form of invis detection on any of the heroes there, which is probably something they're going to think of right now, considering the Invoker got away so easily there because of that Ghost Walk. And it looks like they want to intercept right here, but these two are not going to be enough, but combined with these two down here, it may well be. Meteor going to go down, kill off the creep wave and some of the conversions. Very, very easy peasy like. We have heroes waiting in the sidelines. However, I don't think an engagement is going to happen at the current moment. And that is indeed the case. They want to go on the Morphling, but the Morphling is a wise man indeed and decides to back off. Has that Ghost Scepter working his way towards the Eagle Song to get that Ethereal Blade and start popping fools all around the map. Trying to Sandstorm his way out of that. Cold Snap going to follow, and there's no hope, getting Body Block Shock as well as a couple more right clicks and a Power Shot to take the kill right there. SK taking a fall there. Taking a gander over at the gold, still a 3,000 advantage for zNation, but the XP has finally balanced out with it being completely even on both fronts. Just a very, very, very slight advantage for Mousesports. Mousesports at the bottom, we have zNation over in mid, as well as Anti-Mage finally getting some delicious free farm, working his way towards a Vanguard by the looks of it. Well, there's several things that he could be working his way towards with that Ring of Health. Maybe he's just getting it for more lane ability. Entirely possible. Yes, indeed. As we have the Glorious Sounds of Dead Air, Enigma rapidly returning to defend this middle tower. The wards have been popped. Wants to try and pick off a fantastic black hole. SK is hiding in the trees. What a fantastic position. If there's a black hole to epicenter, it's going to kill the entire team. Come with me just has to get in the right position. Is it going to happen though? Those wards are getting taken down very rapidly. Conversions coming in. Crystal Nova going to do a little bit of damage to the creep wave. And not going to get the black hole that would have been desirable. In the meantime, I heard shackles, but I see none. Maybe was it the creeps? I don't know. I have no idea. And now Mousesports is using this opportunity to push in. Maybe wants to try and cut someone off in the jungle. Regeneration rune going to be claimed and bottled up here by the SK. The Windrunner ultimately going to be fine. Definitely hoping Come With Me would get a nice black hole in that situation. Black hole to epicenter would have been devastating, but you have to be very lucky. If Enigma was in a better position like SK was, it would have been good. Smoke going to go out. Seems we want to get a gank over here at the bottom lane. Seems they want to go on that Broodmother. However, Enigma is not too far away, but can Enigma compete with a force like this? We'll have to wait and see. And the Morphling's being used as bait right now. They're going to catch Come With Me off, and this is going to be very bad for him. And the Courier is there too, but the Courier is going to get out, and a Shackle to Hex to death will follow for the Enigma. They don't get the Courier, however, but Rasta did manage himself to pick up a kill on that Enigma. On that Come With Me. And of course, Sing Sing getting the hell out of there does not want to fall to the force of death that was lurking around the bottom lane, searching for him, wanting a delicious Spiderling to kill. And we have Morphling getting very close to that Eagle Song. Getting a gank on him right now would be pretty freaking crucial. However, it's most likely not going to happen. Oh, indeed. As we have the glorious sounds of dead air, we can see zNation pushing out this middle lane once again. They are pressing the issue. They want to take down this tier 2 tower, but reinforcements are coming in from the side. Is Enigma anywhere to be found? He has returned in the game, and he is waiting for the perfect black hole. The wards have been popped, and this middle tower will fall. Are they going to get the deny? No, they unfortunately do not. Invoker getting the last hit on that tower, securing the gold and everything that comes with the death of a fantastic, delicious, and glorious tower. Yes, indeed. We have Anti-Mage just sitting back, getting a nice amount of farm. Yes, indeed. Just want to farm as much as humanly possible. We have Morphling most likely continuing to do the exact same thing. Now at the top lane, getting free farm, completely uncontested. And all of his money's gone. So I can only... Wait a second. Oh, yeah, of course. Courier, secret shop. Hope you don't. Totally forgot about that. Eagle Song. I mean, the Ethereal Blade is now in hand. And Blink Dagger also being picked up for the SK, which is just going to intensify the power of that epicenter. If Enigma can get one of those as well, it's going to be pretty friggin' amazing. In the meantime, a nice army of Spiderlings allowing Sing Sing to get plenty of easy farm. And I'm waiting for this Morphling to shotgun some full down. Unfortunately, with the magic resistance coming from Anti-Mage, it won't be as effective on him, not to mention the fact that he can just blink out of harm's way. Mousesports unifying over here at the top lane. They need to defend this snack. Well, they don't really. No one's pushing at this moment. I guess they just want to get the creep wave. They were possibly preparing for a push down here, but alas, it is not the case. We have Sing Sing with a massive, veritable army of Spiderlings right here. Going to be a lot of pain for this Invoker if he gets caught out, but it's unlikely that it will happen. In the meantime, Sing Sing's the one that's getting caught out. Rasta chasing in, as well as a nice little duo of death right here. But alas, he's too fast, he's too smart, he will not allow the death to roll in, and he's really fast on those spider webs. Good lord, it's almost like a haste rune, it seriously is. Mousesports pushing out this top, with SK doing the same to the mid, going for some glorious split pushing action. Invoker sitting here to defend. Someone's going to need to defend mid, and someone's going to need to defend top, or else Mousesport will take them down. Here comes a shotgun, burrow striking, attempting to save himself, as well as the sandstorm right there. And it's going to allow him to get away before the extra damage can be dealt. Is any defense going to come in for this poor top tower? Mega melee creep? No, it's not. Yeah, the names are still wrong in the spectator mode, it seems. Oh, these ones are correct. Great. Oh, yeah, these are correct. A nice shackle. Oh, no, wait, it's creep. Never mind. Not such a great shackle. Reinforcements have rapidly arrived, and this top tower will be absolutely safe. However, middle tower has quite a bit of momentum, and if defense doesn't roll in soon, death will follow to that poor middle tier 2 tower. However, I think zNation care not, or maybe they just haven't realized, and they're going to take the opportunity to push down mid and hopefully secure a kill on Mousesports' top tier 2 tower. However, reinforcements are here. Smoke is being dealt. Is there an Enigma nearby? Epicenter being prepped up, going to blink straight in, and now the death rolls in. Burrow Strike going to follow as well. Right clicking down that Morphling. A Sunstrike doesn't really matter. However, there's a Ward Trap right there, as well as a Lich ulti. I don't think that was actually probably worth it, honestly, getting a kill on that Morphling. But then again, Anti-Mage got killed as well as the SK. That probably wasn't beneficial. I think that they should have waited for the Enigma. A shackle to land on the Crystal Maiden doesn't quite latch, however, Meteor going to follow. Crystal Maiden getting relatively low on HP. A couple more right clicks will take down. There's a power shot going to land. It just barely misses. That looks like it hits so hard, but nevertheless, shock to come in. A little damage. Enigma's waiting, still waiting for that perfect black hole, but everyone's too smart. They're getting themselves nicely out of position. Counter warding action going on. Every single ward getting taken down. Indeed, Sunstrike just barely misses a Crystal Maiden right there. Lucky gal indeed. SK's returning back to the fray. Actually, that's Anti-Mage. Here's SK. However, that Epicenter is going to be off cooldown, but the black hole is still there. Still waiting for that perfect black hole. The team of zNation has retreated back with the use of that smoke. They are very far away, and Mousesports is looking for them. They want revenge, but I don't think it's going to happen. Middle tower's taking some damage from the siege creep. Someone's going to need to defend this eventually. Actually, it looks relatively okay, but someone's about to get caught out. Shackle from both of them, as well as the Sunstrike and the Deafening Blast, and that is a rapidly dropped Anti-Mage right there. Enigma's coming in from the sidelines. He has a black hole. Now would be the perfect situation. However, he does not have the team to reinforce, but he managed to get a successful deny right there, which was pretty fantastic. If SK was here, a black hole and an epicenter would be pretty perfect, but that epicenter is still off cooldown, 30 seconds remaining. And they're not letting themselves get grouped up again like that. They do not want that perfect black hole to land. SK making his way down to the bottom lane. Sing Sing can't really take on this Morphling. Yet to see anyone get shotgunned down, but the SK might be the next member. But that invisibility rune meaning that it's not going to be a particularly successful attempt at getting a kill on the SK. Because invisibility, no form of detection, it's not good. And it seems they're going to take Roshan, actually. The SK is nearby. They don't have wards, but they're probably aware of this, and Mousesports are here to reinforce. It would be a very bad situation to be caught out doing Roshan. And they're going to surprise them. Shotgun going down, and Enigma takes a rapid fall before any black holes can come off. And they're going to go on the Crystal Maiden next. Deafening Blast to go out, and a couple of right clicks will build Frost, and Shackle will take it down. A killing spree for the Invoker.
For all the good your scraps of armor did you.
SK better be careful. Going behind them like that is not wise. Windowing in there, a couple of right clicks, but blinking away just a moment before that right click landed. The Shackle comes, it doesn't latch, as well as the Force Staff. And SK has successfully escaped, jumping into the trees and teleporting the hell out of there. And they have to teleport back because this middle tower is going to take a fall. Fortification is not available, but the SK to blink to borrow the epicenter. Deals a lot of death for zNation, but the ulti coming in from the Lich is bouncing between everyone, doing so much damage. And the wards are going to take the kill there on the maybe not anti-mage, is barely surviving that one. Right, the Sunstrike, it's way off, way off. A very beneficial engagement for Mousesports right there. I'm so incredibly surprised the ulti didn't do more damage coming in from Lich. Very lucky indeed. Did anyone buy back during that? I don't think so. Pretty sure no one bought back. I would have heard the noise. And we have another fantastic pause to come in for us today. It seems the SK has disconnected. It's a good opportunity to not only replenish fluids, but to do something that I've been neglecting for pretty much the entire game thus far, and that is looking at items. So it seems we're going to work towards a pipe. Yes, indeed. Pipe is the next item going to be in hand. We already have that in mech, and of course a soul ring indeed. Taking a look at Crystal Maiden's side, having absolutely nothing but mana boots, but that is fine. Crystal Maiden doesn't need much to survive. Anti-mage not having a particularly large amount of stuff. It seems he wants to go... Is he going for Lincoln's? Come on, show this in shop, damn it. I would have thought of Vanguard. Hood, maybe? Well, it doesn't really need that spell resist, though. Possibly a Lincoln's. If he picks up a Perseverance, maybe he wants to go straight into Manta style and just has that Ring of Health for the nice extra bit of regen, to which he would otherwise have very little regen if it weren't for that Ring of +5 health. +5 health regen, that is. Who else do we need to gander at? We have Broodmother, who has a Crystallis and has a Black King Bar. Yes, indeed, must have been a recent pickup. And finally, the SK, of course, has that Blink Dagger, has a Stout Shield, do a little bit of damage absorption, and some mana boots in hand. Taking a gander over at zNation's side, we have Drums of War, as well as an urn for the Shadow Shaman. Morphling, of course, as we've covered many times before, has that Ethereal Blade, has pretty much everything he needs. Looks like he might next be working towards a BKB, or maybe it's just picking up the Ogre Club so he can morph more to Agility. But then again, he could just... Never mind, most likely going to work towards a BKB. Possibly... What's that one other thing that it builds into? Oh, yeah. Yes. Taking a gander over at Windrunner's side, we have 4-staff, we have a mech. As for Invoker, didn't go for drums actually, just has a 4-staff and those boots of mana, of course. With Lich having very little, but once again, he doesn't need it. Phase boots come in just to try and catch up to enemies attempting to escape and hopefully frostbite them into slowed movement speed, as it were. Now I'm going to hope this pause doesn't go on for too long, because pauses are not entertaining. But let's have a look at these new stat screens right here, where kills, deaths, and assists. We have the creep score right here, have last hits and denies being listed for everyone, which is very nice. It's a lot cleaner than looking at the score screen. It's a lot more defined. Excuse me. Take a gander at hero levels. Then we have the XP per minute. We have the current gold as well as the total gold earned. And finally, we have the gold per minute. It wouldn't be a bad idea to leave one of these on, actually. The question is, what would people most likely be interested in? Current gold, gold per minute, total gold. I don't know why anyone would be interested in that. We'll keep it off for the time being. Later on I'll look into it. I'll figure out, I'll just make sure to remember what all the hotkeys are, what they correspondingly link to. And most likely be utilizing it a lot more in the next cast. On that note, my casts lately have been very sloppy, and I have no excuse, no explanation for this. I think maybe it's I haven't been sleeping as well lately because I'm an idiot and like, I'm going to go to bed late and wake up early, and then I wake up early and it's like, oh man, I should have gone to bed early, so I say to myself, I'm going to go to bed early, and then I don't, because I'm a spastic. It's unfortunate, nevertheless, it's entirely my fault, needless to say. But despite the fact that a lot of these casts are sloppy, they will still be uploaded because I have to stop, absolutely have to stop just scrapping casts when they're just not up to scratch. Because I just started out, I have an excuse to be not as great as I could be, yes indeed. So I may as well just start uploading them. I want to get through the defense as fast as possible, because I want to move on to the International is going to be soon. I want to start live streaming that. Sand King has joined the game once again, and looks like the pauses will come in, the resume, rather, will come in, hopefully, in the next couple of moments. Glorious Sounds of Dead Air asking if we're ready. The game is unpausing in the next second. Yes, indeed, we are back. The game will resume and everything will be fantastic. Yes, indeed. As we saw a few moments ago, zNation pushed, almost took down this middle tower. But a very nice engagement from Mousesports. SK jumped in and got a fantastic epicenter on everyone, getting about 3 kills. And I'm, once again, really surprised the Lich ulti didn't do more. And are we going to push this middle lane again, or are we going to sit back and farm? It seems some split pushing action is going to happen, or maybe it's just Windrunner defending this top tower, which is of course in dire need of defending. Sing Sing still continuing to farm his heart out over in their jungle, not being utilized by anyone. Sunstrike, Sunstrike, Sunstrike. I heard Sunstrike. I don't think it got anyone. Or I have no idea where that Sunstrike was. No clue at all. And it seems we are indeed going to be pushing this middle lane out there. We really want to pick up this middle tower. And I love using the Invoker to scout out ahead, see if anyone's in the jungle, see if there are any easy squishy kills to shotgun down. But alas, that is not the case. If we are all here to defend this middle lane. Ward's going to drop off and the tower is going to take a full easy peasy power shot to go through to see who's there. And they realize that not many reinforcements are here. However, we have SK hiding in the sidelines. We want to get a black hole to epicenter indeed. That's the action that we want to see today, ladies and gentlemen. Morphling better be careful. Doesn't want to push himself too far ahead. However, SK has revealed his position and is forced to retreat. No surprise epicenter to come out for him. Not just yet. zNation have to be very careful. You don't want to be grouping up like this together. I know Come With Me really wants to get that nice black hole, but SK is not in position. He is now, however, moving in, wants to try and pick it up. Is it going to happen? It will not. Burrow Strike to go in, get a couple of hits on their Morphling, but he rapidly waveforms out of there. Shackle goes down, does not latch on the Crystal Maiden. Power Shot going to do a little bit of damage to her. And getting a couple of right clicks there, force staffing out to safety, however. As the Invoker yells out, thank you. Pipe going to go off. He got more damage. Epicenter, but the pipe is absorbing it all. Is the black hole going to follow? It does. Very nice. Not so great black hole, but the Lich ulti is doing tons of damage as well, bouncing between all the teammates. And then the ulti to come out from the... Jesus Christ. And then the ulti to come out of that anti-mage means a lot of AoE damage and a team kill for Mousesports. The entire team of zNation has been taken down, and Mousesports are probably going to use this opportunity to take down Roshan. They might give... The top lane already has a little bit of momentum, and this is an easy Roshan because no defense is going to come in, needless to say. I'm going to guess Broodmother will most likely be taking that Aegis. It could go for the anti-mage as well. We will just have to wait and see. Meantime, Mouse is Bamboo. Easy bottom tower, it seems, but the fortification does go down, going to make it a little bit more difficult as people TP in to defend. Going to get the deny, yes indeed. The Burrow Strike is going to follow. Wind running out of there. No panic in hand for that Windrunner. Double damage over here. Most likely going to be secured by the Morphling. Oh no, SK's going to pick it up. And zNation really they're just continuing to push this middle lane. They really want to take down at least one barracks. But if they keep doing that, if they keep pushing and getting pretty much nothing for it, they're going to find themselves unhappy, unsatisfied with the way it's currently going. Or something. I actually have no idea why. They're not going to be... Okay, let's try this. All of this again. It's not going to end well for them because they're giving farm to Mousesports, pretty much. Why didn't I say that? Brain, why you no work today? It's really appreciative if you function at least a competent capacity. Optimal capacity is always desired, however, will not always be the case. And Rasta has disconnected. We will have yet another pause, and I really hope this one doesn't go for too long. Pauses are dull as hell. Especially considering I'm out of things to say. Invoker has a pipe in hand. Guess that's what he spent all that excess gold that he had a few moments ago. No one else has really updated their items. Looks like Windrunner's going to work her way towards a sheepstick. Yasha being picked up there by the Broodmother. Or being constructed there by the Broodmother, rather. Most likely going to be built into a Manta style. Enigma has that pipe. And Anti-Mage was indeed picking up that, working his way towards a Manta style, and looks like he wants to go for a Vanguard next. Not a Lincoln's, indeed, but Lincoln's just seemed weird. Like, strange pickup. Okay, come on, WAS and D keys. There we go. Now they're functioning. They just stopped working for a few moments. Not entirely sure why. I really hope this pause doesn't go for too long. In the meantime, I shall drink some water. Yes, very good. But the glorious sounds of dead air will most likely grace your ears, as there is not a particularly large amount of things to talk about. Just simply the case. Let's take a gander over the XP, actually. We haven't done that for a while, but the pause screen is in the way, but we can assume that it's looking pretty even right now. Those last two fights that zNation lost by a landslide. Yeah, it looks like Dolphin a French snail. Okay, I have no idea what they're talking about. Looks like those couple of fights that zNation lost by a landslide has brought the gold. This is actually not so great because Mousesports still have 2 towers remaining in the gold. In fact, there are several towers remaining. Meanwhile, zNation has worked their way through all of the towers up to their base. So the T3 towers are the only ones remaining, and they've taken one of the T3 towers. Yet the gold is even. We're taking Gander at the XP, considerable advantage for Mousesports, and we can see the kills getting out of hand. They can't keep doing what we just saw then, with zNation pushing out this middle lane, Mousesports just getting fantastic positioning and engagement, and then death rolling in for zNation. They got the entire team then, no one on Mousesports died, I don't think. Actually, let's take a look at the buybacks, just in case I miss one, but I'm pretty sure no one died, which of course means that no one bought back. And don't forget that they have Aegis this time. So beating them is going to be even harder if they're going to do that same strategy. I feel they should sit back and farm a little bit, because doing this, especially... Oh, we'll just have to wait and see how this all unfolds, won't we? Morphling has an illusion there, yes indeed, to jump back when the fight engages, or possibly go on Sing Sing. However, can the Morphling take him down? I'm not entirely sure. Mousesports rapidly returning to the middle lane. It looks like they will probably take it this time. Shot go down, weaken those conversions. The power shot going to finish them off. Rasta wants to move up and put those wards down, but you have to wait to the opportune moment. Rasta also working his way towards a BKB, it seems, for a continued shackle with no interruptions, aside from the black hole being the only thing that can interrupt it. Sunstrike going to land. It doesn't see anyone, but a nice shackle to the creep there on the anti-mage. They're going to try and burst him down as fast as possible. Hex going to follow. There's a shackle going to land as well. Adaptive strike going to hit him as well. And blinking out to safety. No, blinking out in the fray. We have ulti coming out from the lit, doing a nice amount of damage, and I might get the kill. Shackle once again. However, it's not enough. The Morphling wants to try and burst down the anti-mage, and they do successfully getting the kill, using up that charge on the Aegis of Immortality. Morphling rapidly teleporting out before any death can roll in, but death is going to roll in right here indeed. Double damage there for the SK. Lich is very low, blinking in. Black, trying to force stuff out, but he's going to find himself caught. However, Invoker is here to reinforce, but a fantastic double Borrow Strike right there, and the Invoker takes another fall. The double kill being picked up for the Anti-Mage. And this is going to be Mousesports coming back, ladies and gentlemen. These really good engagements by them. I don't think we've even seen a single, like, fantastic black hole. There was one black hole in the last fight. Not that fight, but the fight before that one, which was pretty decent. But it wasn't a holy crap, what a black hole, that was a game changer type thing. The Shackle going to land, doesn't manage to get, but the Hex will follow, and the Shackle to come in from the roster. Will it hit? But the Frost comes down, and the Malphite stun going to prevent that Shackle immediately. What a waste right there, but the Ethereal Blade as well as a Ward Trap on Mousesports are going to just eat his way out without too many problems. Blink as well, but the Shackle to the tree from the Windrunner there. Those Shackles coming out like crazy. Hex going to follow, and SK takes a very rapid fall right there. And Crystal Maiden's going to be next to fall if she doesn't run the hell away right now. However, we have reinforcements to come in. Mad Style being dealt. Shackle, but realizing he gets the wrong one and running out of there. And the mana break just isn't barely enough. 45 HP remaining. And we can see the amount of damage those Mana Styles are coming in. Sunstrike just barely missing the Crystal Maiden once again. And that wasn't too bad, actually. zNation could have lost everything. I could see it happening. However, they went very well. They picked up a kill, which means no epicenter to come in from SK in this next engagement, which is going to be huge, considering that they need that epicenter in order to kill them all off and prevent them from taking these barracks. And this push will most likely do it. TPs are coming in very rapidly. They need the entire team to reinforce. Windrunner, don't get caught out, lady. More TPs coming in. But SK is here, however. And he's in position, getting himself in position. And don't forget about the Enigma. Black Hole is off cooldown. The mana is there. And if everyone gets caught out, it's death for the team of zNation. Mousesports can actually just defend because zNation are going to have a really hard time breaking through without everyone, even with everyone having BKBs. The Black Hole goes through the BKB. SK getting himself in a nice position. It is a risky one, however. Did they spot him? I think they are aware of his presence. Rasta wants to move in for the kill. Is there a Blink Dagger on the Enigma? There is not indeed. Deafening Blast up there, getting a little bit of vision, seeing who is up there. Going to TP back, defend this bottom tower, and then use a Replicate to jump straight back in, I'm going to assume. Yes, indeed. Get a little bit of free farm. And Mousesports once again fighting them off. zNation unable to claim the middle barracks, which they've been so desperately trying to achieve. But they're not going to stop there. They're going to continue to push. The Morphling will return in the next couple of moments. The pipe's going to go off. They're going in for the engagement. In comes the Broodmother. But it's the illusion that he goes on. But maybe that's what they want. They don't want the Morphling to return into the match, and he cannot, which is going to leave them in a not so great disadvantage. Deafening Blast to stop them in their tracks, and that's going to give them the little bit of legroom that they need to escape. However, SK is waiting in the perfect position rather, but he gets spotted out by the Invoker, and for some reason the Forge Spirits are called Treants. At least the conversions are named correctly. Eidolon. I think I'm pronouncing that entirely wrong. SK illusion right there. And Mousesports want to push out this middle lane by the looks of it. Push it out as much as possible. Possibly force an engagement on zNation. Shackle does not latch. Trying to get a nice lucky Shackle there, but it was not the case. However, the Frost are going to follow. Windrunner is not going to be enough. Blink to Burrow Strike just barely misses. Perfect first. 4-staff right there, and a Deafening Blast is going to push the team of Mousesports back. Don't get caught out. Shotgun going down, but the BKB has popped, and in, as well as the Insatiable Hunger, and here comes the damage. The Ward Trap as well, and Ross is going to find himself in a very bad situation. Trying to force stuff out, but gets taken down very rapidly. Shackled to a tree. The Anti-Mage is indeed currently going on the Enigma. Need to stop him before the Black Hole has actually landed. It seems it was stopped, or maybe I missed it. The Pipe going to follow. Lich taking a lot of damage. A couple more right clicks will take him down, and the Invoker will be the next to fall, or maybe the Windrunner if they're not careful, but it seems they're going to rapidly escape. Once again, a nice engagement from Mousesports. Sunstrike being completely off right there, and Mousesports have no reason to retreat. They're going to jump straight back into the frame. Alpha stun there on the Windrunner, as well as a Frost over on the Invoker. Burrow Strike going to follow, as well as the Spiderlings. The Invoker's going to take 4. Wants to force stuff up here, however, they are 2 steps ahead of them. They have done it already. And the Dust of Disappearance to make sure he doesn't get away in the form of that Ghost Walk. Dust of Appearance, rather. And now Windrunner, the sole survivor of the entire team of zNation, is the only one here to defend this middle tower, and it will take a fall. If we take a gander over at the gold, advantage in favor of Mousesports, and the same can be said for the experience, a considerable advantage indeed. There is absolutely nothing the Windrunner can do about this. Roster has returned, several members of the team has returned, but they're going to have to sacrifice this tower. They need the entire team of zNation here to defend against this, and they are simply not. Blink coming in, but a nice shackle there, right, and it's going to stop them right in their tracks. Sand King being forced to retreat because he knows the black hole cannot follow. It's on cooldown anyway. And SK does not have the mana for that epicenter, which he wanted to get off oh so desperately. Mousesports claim their middle tower, and they back off very wisely. I feel that zNation wanted to end this too early. They went for the push of death several times, and it was repelled. After being repelled the first time and the second time, they really should have stopped right there. It's going to be a while before Rashawn's online, but pleasing a Spiderling because why not? Team of Mousesports will retreat, they will recuperate, get all of their mana back, wait for the cooldowns to come off, and then the next engagement will be a very powerful one indeed. zNation's going to find themselves in some very tough situations, needless to say. Broodmother, as we hear the glorious sounds of dead air once again, we have a Vlad's in hand for the Crystal Maiden. I don't think I've ever seen that. Sunstrike, Sunstrike, Sunstrike. I don't know where it landed. Oh, they're checking for Rashawn, which is going to be off cooldown. I mean, available within the next few minutes. And the next fight is going to be centered around this Rashawn without a shadow of a doubt. Both teams want to take it, and both teams want to deny it from the opposing team. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. As well as triple over my own words, yawn and stretch and don't do the proper observing that needs to be done. Top tower is going to take a fall by the looks of it, but reinforcements are quick to come in. A shock as well as a frost nova rapidly take everything down. Frost blast. Is that? No, it's an illusion. I thought that may have been a replicate, but it was not. Is not, rather. Going to get caught out. Malphus stun as well as Sunstrike being used, but it is not the one that they want to go on. 'Tis a fake Lich, I'm sorry to say. However, Malphus stun will be off cooldown relatively shortly, putting himself in position. The Enigma is, and SK is most likely coming in as well. Wants to get an awesome epicenter. I think everyone is wanting that right now. And top tower is going to take a fall. Going to try and defend as best as possible, but I don't think they have the power necessary. However, with reinforcements returning, shackle down the Broodmother, but it doesn't latch. Sunstrike landing somewhere. I don't think it got anyone. I'm hearing lots of random Sunstrike that just aren't hitting anything. Link to epicenter to Burrow Strike, and in comes the damage. Look at all of that, not even needing the black hole from Come With Me. Is he going to use it anyway? Now would be an opportune moment. Maybe not. Everyone's backing off. Mana Void going to take him down, and now they're going to go on that Invoker. Easy kill, no need for any black holes here. And a triple kill right now for the Anti-Mage. Very nicely done by Mousesports. They're bringing this back, so strong. A very weak and shaky start. However, zNation looking very, very strong, in fact. However, they made some silly decisions. They kept pushing that middle lane, and they got bad engagements because Mousesports' team composition is just that little bit stronger. Lich is going to take a fall, blinking in immediately, and Black Hole going to land on the Morphling. He's silenced as well. He cannot do anything, and he drops before any movement can even be attempted by him. In the meantime, we have Crystal Maiden pushing out this top lane. The middle lane already has a lot of momentum. And the top barracks is going to take a fall. Melee barracks will fall, and the range barracks will follow. And the GG is already coming out of zNation. GG well played all round. Yes, indeed. And already disconnecting, completely forgetting about the time ranking, and we can already see Ham Sandwich getting a little bit annoyed at this, as it happens with every single match. Don't disconnect, come back, there's the time ranking. But it seems zNation don't really want to try. There's not much hope indeed. And we're just going to... Middle barracks has taken a fall. Double racks here for Mousesports. Are they going to take bottom? No, they're just going to go for the final killing blow. Yes, indeed. The thing is, Ham Sandwich, there's not much that zNation can do to defend. They would just die. Ugh, need to stop yawning and stretching into the microphones. It's not good form at all. Top tower's going to take a fall. It's going to fall down very rapidly, and the next one will follow as well. Doing a little bit of damage where damage can be dealt here on zNation's side, but there is not much that they can do, needless to say. zNation's almost taken down. Anti-Mage doesn't give a toss. The AA ulti, I mean the Lich ulti coming out. The Shackle gets latched to a creep as well as the Adaptive Strike, but it's not enough to take him down. A couple more right clicks. Blink Star followed by Blink out the hell out of there, and the Ancient will take a fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Mousesports securing that game up in a very convincing fashion. This has been the Defense 2. The group stage is zNation versus Mousesports. The victor, well, we just saw who that was. My name has been Toshley. I hope you've enjoyed my commentary despite it being very sloppy over these past few videos. And don't forget to check out the-defense.com for everything you need to know about this tournament. joinDOTA.com for all sorts of fantastic Dota 2 goodness. And finally, we have a shout out to BenQ and Razor for sponsoring this tournament. You can also purchase a ticket to this tournament from inside the client. You can see all of these replays, and you can watch the games with commentary and see it from the observer's perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Toshley. I will see you in the next game.